Hello everyone, welcome to my session at Azure Spring Clean 2024. Thank you to organizer that gave me this opportunity to be part of their event. Uh, this is Said Dal, Microsoft Learn expert and Microsoft Learn community leader of Azure Zero to Hero and MS Farsi. Also, I'm Azure Senior Solution at Opheads. I've been working in IT for 15 years, and my main focus area is on Azure Hybrid Cloud, cloud adoption, and automation and integration on Azure. If you would like to connect me, you can connect me on LinkedIn or Twitter or X. And today I'm going to talk about centralized hybrid management and cloud management on Azure and all options you have. And basically, we are going to demonstrate all of options that you have to build a solid, reliable hybrid cloud and manage it by Azure. Stay tuned, and I hope you like this session. Okay, so we are going to start to the first slide, which is related to agenda. I'm going to cover these different parts of cloud management and some concepts, and also the way that I'm going to explore different part of this session is basically like zero to hero. So you will hear a lot of concept and the reason of the having those services, and also the options that you have, plus basically some tips and tricks and some kind of estimation that you can have on Azure services. So today I'm going to talk about hybrid cloud concept, Azure hybrid cloud solutions overview, networking in Azure, storage and data, the favorite service, my favorite service, Azure Arc, and some example about how you can use this service, plus hybrid cloud security identity, and at the end some information about hybrid cloud architectural design. So let's start with the first part, which is related to hybrid cloud concept. So hybrid cloud is like having some of your computer data and applications in a private space where you have complete control and other parts are in public space. So you can manage, it can manage by someone else and shared with others. This setup lets business keep sensitive or important data and applications close and secure, while also taking advantage of large and more powerful and often less expensive resources in the public cloud for other needs and for other different scenarios. So we have three parts here, three important parts related to hybrid cloud concept. One of them is basically consistent hybrid cloud solution. So what does it mean? It means that no matter where your data and applications are stored, you can access and manage them in a smooth, unified way. And this solution ensures that everything works well together, even though they are in different locations. And when it comes to various hybrid cloud options, basically we have public private hybrid cloud, and that one is the most common type, where some resources are kept in a private cloud and others in a public cloud. So you use each for different purposes and based on what's the best for each application or your data. The other model is multi-cloud, and it's like having different cloud providers like Azure, AWS, and GCP or others, and you can connect them together, and they call it multi-cloud. And the third one is hybrid multi-cloud. So it's a combination of the all public, private, hybrid, and multi-cloud that I just explained. When you have your private cloud and also use multi-public clouds, this gives you a lot of flexibility in how and where you store and use your data and services. So with that said, we just understand what is the hybrid cloud concept. So now we basically need to dive into different aspects of that. In Azure, we have different Azure hybrid cloud solutions. And in this case, we have apps, data, management, security, identity, and networking. So in these 6 areas, basically Azure provides solutions, and you can use that for your environment, for your hybrid environment, which is including security, management, data, networking, identity, and apps. So we are going to start with the first one, and one of the important one actually, call it networking. So in networking area, we have 3 important parts, and I'm going to explain each one of these options. Azure Express Route, Azure VPN Gateway, and Azure Virtual WAN. So let's start with the first one. Azure Express Route. So Azure Express Route helps business create a private connection between their IT infrastructure and Azure data centers. This connection doesn't go over the public internet. It's like having a direct exclusive road to Azure and bypassing the congest highway of the internet. This way, data travels faster, more secure, and more reliable. Some benefits of using Azure Express Route, I can say speed and performance, because you are not using the crowded public internet. Your data travels faster, reducing delays in accessing cloud services. Also, security. Your data doesn't travel over the public internet, make it more secure. Plus, you have reliability, which is the connection is more reliable and consistent, with less interference and fewer outage than the public internet. Also, the other option is predictability, and you get more predictable network performance, making it easier to plan and manage your IT needs. And I think it's one of the important part. And also, bandwidth cost. For some, it can reduce bandwidth cost because data transferred over this private connection might be cheaper than transferring it over the public internet. So you have to consider about that. So if we want to talk about cost estimation, I can give you some idea, but it's a kind of rough cost estimation, and how basically what kind of consideration you need to have when you want to estimate the cost. So the cost of using Azure Express Route depends on several factors. First of all, the bandwidth required. So you need to know how wide your tunnel needs to be. It's really important. Also, it depends the service provider that you are going to choose for your connection. Beside that, the pricing model you opt for, it's related, for example, if it's going to be a metered or like unlimited one. And the region or locations that you are connect. So basically you have these 4 or 5 items, and it's really related to how you are going to select or how much you are going to have this option in your environment. This part was related to Azure Express Route. Now let's go for the other one, Azure VPN Gateway, which is pretty common. So Azure VPN Gateway is a service that allows you to connect your on-premise network, also other clouds, to Azure through the internet using secure encrypted tunnels. This way, it's as if your company network is extended into Azure, allowing you to access Azure services as though they were directly on your network. So, benefits of using Gateway, Azure VPN Gateway, one of them is security. The data is encrypted as it travels over the public internet, making it difficult for unauthorized user to intercept. Also, it's cost effective. It's cheaper than the others, and it's generally cheaper than using a dedicated private connection like Express Route that I just explained, especially for smaller operations or for temporary connections. The other part is related to flexibility and scalability. You can easily scale your connection up or down based on your current needs, and it's relatively easy to set up. So like within 1 hour, you can connect your offices to or create a private, let's say, encrypted connection, encrypted tunnel to your Azure resources. The other part is related compatibility. So this solution, this service works with various devices and operating system, make it versatile for different business environment and pretty easy to implement and use. So when it comes to Azure VPN Gateway, we have different type of connection of Azure VPN Gateway. Azure VPN Gateway supports two main type of connections. One type is point to site. This connection is used when you want to connect individual devices to your Azure network, much like a remote work connecting from their laptop to a company network. It's like creating private tunnel from each device directly to Azure. Also, there is another one called Azure VPN Gateway site to site. This is used when you want to connect your entire on-premise network or the other cloud to Azure, creating a secure tunnel between your companies routed to Azure site. This is ideal for integrating your whole network with Azure services as if they were part of a single extended network. So now we learned about Azure Express Route and Azure VPN Gateway. And those solutions, those services are really good for medium, small companies and also enterprise. But how about more advanced solution? Now I'm going to explain Azure Virtual WAN. If Azure Express Route is a private route and Azure VPN Gateway is a secure encrypted tunnel through the public internet, then Azure Virtual WAN is like building a high-speed highway system that connects all your offices, branches, and the data centers together to Azure, making it easy to manage and scale your network across the globe. So Azure Virtual WAN is a networking service that allows you to create a global, undefined, unified network infrastructure within Azure. And also it simplifies network connectivity between your on-premise network, branch offices, and Azure itself. So you can using both VPN Express Route connections for Azure Virtual WAN. Think of it as a central hub that automates the setup and management of network connections from various locations to Azure to ensuring optimized and automate routing of traffic across your network. Some benefits of Azure Virtual WAN. So one of them is simplified network architecture. What does it mean? Virtual WAN simplifies managing your network's architecture by providing a single unified hub for all connections. So it means reducing complexity and the need for manual configuration, which is great. The other part is scalability. So you can easily scale and meet your organization needs, allowing basically it allow you to automate or making it automatic scaling of bandwidth and connections as your requirement growth. So for enterprise companies, it's a great option. The other part is global transit network architecture, which enables seamless connectivity between branches, data centers, Azure, other clouds, and improving overall network performance and user experience. Also, you have integrated security with integration of Azure Firewall, which is amazing, and Virtual WAN allows for enhanced security across your network, ensuring safe, secure data transit. So it's really important. Beside that, you have optimized routing. So in this case, basically automatically chooses the best path of for network traffic, optimizing performance for application hosted in Azure or in on-premise or other cloud or in the other region. So basically, you can optimize your routing. When it comes to the connectivity and creating connection, as you can see in this diagram, you have several options. You can create that based on VPN site to site or point to site. And also you can use express route that I just explained. And also there is one more, which is called interconnectivity between hubs. So virtual WAN hubs can connect with each other and enabling efficient and secure communication across different geographical locations. If I want to give you some tips about Azure Virtual WAN, one of them is plan your network. So understand your global connectivity needs to design a virtual WAN architecture that best fit for your organization. Also leverage automated routing, which is really important, and I just explained why it's important. Make sure that you have monitoring and management on your service, because you can use Azure monitoring tools to keep track of your network health and performance, ensuring about optimal operation. Beside that, you need to consider security and combine and integrate Azure WAN with Azure service like Azure Firewall, which is perfect to protect your data and filter your connection. And then at the end, based on architectural design, you need to stay informed. What does it mean? So Azure frequently updates its service, and we need to stay informed about new features, which is included best practices. And we need to learn more about that so we can improve our network setup. So we need to stay informed. Now we need to jump to another part. We just learned about networking in Azure Hybrid Cloud. What is the different part? Now we have storage and data management. And one of the best example of having everything in your private environment and managing by Azure is Azure Stack HCI. So what is Azure Stack HCI? I want to create some imagination for you. So let's switch gears to imagine you have a favorite video game that you can play both on your game console at home and on various arcade machines around town. The game feels familiar wherever you play it, but like at home, basically you have the advantage of customizing your setup, privacy, and direct access to your saved games. Just imagine it like that. So you can play your game in any places, but you have more options when you are home and work playing with your game console. Basically, Azure Stack HCI is somewhat like this scenario in world of cloud computing and on-premise infrastructure. Azure Stack HCI is a hybrid cloud platform provided by Microsoft that allows business to run cloud services directly from their own data center, merging the comfort and control of managing data on premises with the flexibility and scalability of the cloud. HCI stands for Hybrid Converged Infrastructure, and now it makes sense, right? A type of infrastructure system that combines storage, computing, and networking into a single, highly efficient platform. So, some benefits of using Azure Stack HCI, one of them is modern and flexible. So what does it mean? Azure Stack HCI is built on a modern and flexible architecture that can run your favorite Windows and Linux virtual machines, and making it easier to integrate with your existing tools and knowledge in your environment. Beside that, it's designed based on hybrid environment. It seamless integrates with Azure services, offering a hybrid environment that allows for on-premise and cloud functionalities to coexist and complement each other. So it's really great because you can have everything like that you need from Azure, but in your private environment. Beside that, you have scalability. You can start small and scale resources as needed, making it cost-effective and also cost-effective solution that grows with your business. Performance and efficiency is the other part, because Azure Stack HCI is optimized for edge and data center workloads, which is providing high performance and efficient use of resources. And one of the important part, which comes to security and compliance, it offers the latest security features and compliance standards that helps you to make sure your data is protected and your business meets regulatory requirements. When it comes to the type of the solution that you can have with Azure Stack HCI, there are some different types. So like modernizing data center, which is transforming traditional data center with scalable hyperconverged infrastructure, or hybrid cloud applications, which helps you to running applications that benefits from combination of on-premise and cloud resources. Also edge computing, which is deploying solution at the edge closer to where data is generated and actions are taken for quicker response times. The other cool feature or options that you have is virtual desktop infrastructure. So you can hosting virtual desktop that are accessible from anywhere, providing flexibility and security for remote work. So Microsoft Azure recently provided the new version, and basically you can have Azure Virtual Desktop in your on-premise with Azure Stack HCI. So when it comes to the cost estimate, there are different things that you need to consider about that. For example, the cost of Azure Stack HCI involves several components, like the software subscription cost for Azure Stack HCI, which is typically charged per physical core per month, or hardware cost, which depends on your chosen vendor and configuration, or additional cost for Azure services you may integrate with your Azure Stack HCI environment. So there are some price paging that you can calculate Azure Stack HCI that I'll share all of these references at the end of this slide, this presentation, so you can get some understanding about how you can calculate it. When it comes to some tips of using Azure Stack HCI, I can give you some tips like access compatibility. I think this part is a bit important than the others, because you need to ensure your existing hardware is compatible with Azure Stack HCI, or consider certified solution for like Microsoft partners. The other part is plan for scalability that you need to consider about that, which is start with what you need, but plan your architecture to easily scale out your requirements growth. Or leveraging Azure integration, basically make the most of Azure Stack HCI by integrating with Azure services like Azure Backup, Site Recovery, Azure Monitor. That's the important part too. You need to stay secure, and you need to make sure that you have the latest updates and all of the protection or Azure security features that helps you to protect your infrastructure and data. And at the end, utilize training and documentation. Why this part is important? Because this solution and service is updating day to day, and we need to get more understanding about how to control, how to manage, how to update. So this part is important too, to utilize training and documentation. So it was all about Azure Stack HCI. But if you want to learn more about that, you need to check out Microsoft Learn documentation about Azure Stack HCI. Next part about storage and data management is related to Azure Data Box. You may not heard about this service before, but basically it's a kind of service that is not like the other services that you can get from Azure. It's a different service. So I'm going to explain it to you to understand it better. So Azure Data Box is essentially a data transfer service which is designed to move large amount of data into Azure cloud storage without having to rely on slow or unreliable internet connections. It's like renting a secure high capacity digital moving truck, which like that you can see in diagram, to transport your data directly to Azure data center. So there are some benefits of using that, but consider that it's a kind of solution for most enterprise companies with a large size of the data. So one of benefits is speed and efficiency. So Azure Data Box enables you to transfer massive volumes of the data quickly and efficiently, bypassing the limitation of your internet bandwidth. Also, you have security. The service basically ensures that your data is secure during transit, with encrypted devices and secure data centers handling your information. Also, in some cases, it's cost efficient. It means basically can be more cost effective to use Azure Data Box for large data migrations compared to upgrading your like internet bandwidth or for line transfer times. And you can save a lot of times, or if something happened like interruption on your connection or business operation. So it's in some cases it's cost effective. Also, it's easy of use. Why? Because Azure Data Box devices are straightforward to use, with simple interface and clear instructions for securely packaging and packing and sending your data. Beside that, Microsoft offers different version of DataBox to suit various needs. For example, for smaller box disk based on like different terabyte sizes, and also for like the other is called, for example, large data box heavy for petabyte scale projects. So you have a lot of options if you have different size of data. When it comes to type of Azure Data Box, we have Data Box Disk, smaller SSD based solution for transferring up to 35 terabyte of the data, which is ideal for smaller data sets or frequent incremental updatings to cloud. Or the other one is DataBox, which is regularized transportable device designed to transfer up to 80 terabytes of data. Or the other one called DataBox Heavy, which is capable of handling up to 1 petabyte of data for heavy and large data migration project. And the other one, which is the last one, is DataBox Gateway, a virtual appliance that you can use to transfer data to Azure continuously. And it's suitable for ongoing data upload needs without the physical device shipment. So if you are a big enterprise company, you can imagine this DataBox Gateway, how much can help you and save your time. So next part is storage and data management. Imagine that you have a data center in Stockholm and you have a file share there, or like a storage service there, and it's easy to manage. You can make sure that you have some backup services and backup servers to control your data, but all of the sharing that you have or storage service that you have basically is inside Stockholm data center. But what if you have different data center places, or let's say if you have different branch offices? So if you have these kind of branch offices connections, for example in Seattle, Stockholm, or Delhi, what if something happened to your Seattle data center? So basically you need to have a kind of sync connection, because if something happened to your Seattle data center, you need to basically restore your data in a fast way. In this case, Azure File Sync is a great solution for you. So Azure File Sync transforms Windows Server into a quick cache of your Azure file share. So it's syncing your files stored in Azure Files with any number of Windows servers. And Azure File Sync allows you to keep your data close at hand and efficiently utilize local storage resources while still enjoying the benefits of the cloud. So some benefits of Azure file sync. One of them is centralized file services. It centralizes your organization's file services in Azure files while maintaining the flexibility, performance, and compatibility of on-premise file servers. Also, you can have multi-site sync. You can sync across multiple locations, so your files are accessible from any server in your network, much like having access to all your books from any room in the house. Imagine that. Also, there is another benefits called cloud tiering. Azure File Sync can store only the most recent access data on local server, moving older, less frequently accessed file to Azure, saving local storage space. It's a really great option that you can have. Also, you can have data backup and recovery that I just mentioned in the example. So you can basically this option and about how does it work. It's files stored in Azure are protected from local failure with easy recovery options. It's like having an automatic backup for your book that I just used as an instance. So basically backup for your book collection in case of damage or loss. Also, seamless integration, it means it works with existing Windows file server setups, making it seamless extension of your on-premise file storage into cloud. So for just to mention how Azure File Sync works, there is an initial setup. So you can start by setting up an Azure File Share and installing the Azure File Sync agent on your Windows server. And then you can create a sync group, a logical group of endpoints that should be kept in sync. And the Azure File Share acts as a cloud endpoint in this case. And then add server endpoints, which is your Windows server, to the sync group. These servers will sync their files with the cloud endpoint, and you can make sure all locations have consistent data. And there is an optional part that I mentioned about the benefit. I mentioned it in the benefit side, which is called cloud tiering. So optionally enabled cloud tiering, which moves infrequently accessed file to Azure, leaving behind, like stubs for seamless access when you need. And when it comes to the cost estimate, I can give you some idea for cost estimation, which includes the cost of Azure file storage related to like data store and transactions. There is outbound data transfer cost for data moving out of Azure to your on-premise servers. There is additional cost for features like extra redundancy or specific performance tiers in Azure files. Also, there is a calculator that may help you to understand more about the cost, which is great. You can define the specific requirements and you can get some rough estimate of your cost. About tips, I can say assess your storage needs. So you need to understand the volume and frequency of access to your files to properly configure cloud tiering and avoid unnecessary costs, which is important. You need to understand about that part. Otherwise, you can create some hassle for yourself. Also, monitoring performance and costs. regularly review your setup's performance and the associated cost, adjusting as necessary to optimize both sides. And implement a data archiving strategy. So this part is kind of important because basically you can use Azure File Sync Cloud tiering feature as part of a border data archiving strategy to maximize efficiency and minimize local storage usage. So basically you can save some cost on your on-premise side too. Also, ensure network readiness. Since Azure File Sync relies on internet connectivity, ensure your network is prepared for the additional traffic, especially during initial syncs. That part is pretty important. And as I mentioned it before, you need to stay up to date. So make sure that you following Microsoft Learn documentation to identify the latest updates and apply it to your environment, and also, for example, changing of cost model, so it helps you to improve your services and solutions day to day. So that part is an important part too. So we learned about the storage and data management. The other part is related to Azure backup and recovery for your hybrid environment. One of the great solution here called Azure Site Recovery is like that. Basically, Azure Site Recovery is like that camera for your IT infrastructure. So you can make sure that in case of a disaster like cyber attack, hardware failure, or natural disaster, your virtual machines and applications can be restored in another location. So it minimizing downtime and data loss. And there are some benefits of using Azure Site Recovery. One of the important part is business continuity. So you can make sure your business application and services can continue to operate during and after a disaster by quickly recovering them in Azure or another data center. Also, you have flexible replication. And in this part, Azure Site Recovery supports replication of physical server and virtual machines from both Microsoft Hyper-V and VMware, so it's offering flexibility regardless of your environment. Beside that, you have customizable recovery plans. It means it allows you for the creation of detailed recovery plans that specify the order in which machines are stored, network configuration, and also custom script. So you have a lot of flexibility here. Also, you have testing without disruption. It's a very good option, I would say, because it enables a testing of disaster recovery plans without affecting the live environment. So you can make sure you are prepared for actual disaster. It's like a test, the test of the disaster, or having an action plan before the actual disaster. So the other part is simple management. That I like it because it offers a unified management experience within the Azure portal, and also simplifying the complexity of traditionally associated with disaster recovery. And it's pretty flexible in this case. The other topic here is related to Azure backup, but not normal one. We are talking about hybrid cloud, right? So Azure backup for hybrid cloud is designed to protect your data across an on-premise data center or the other cloud. So it's acting as a safeguard by copying and storing your data in Azure, Azure secure and resilience storage services. Basically, it's ensures that no matter what happened to your local copies, you can always retrieve your data from Azure. It's cool, right? So some benefits of using Azure Backup for hybrid cloud, you can have unified data protection, and Azure Backup provides a single solution to protect data in your on-premise servers, virtual machines, and its cloud applications. So it simplifies managing backups across environments. The other benefits, it's called offsite backup without the hassle. Basically, call it offsite backup, and automatically stores copies of your data in Azure, and actually eliminating the need for costly and complex offsite backup solutions. Also, it's secure and reliable. Why? Because Azure backup encrypts your data before it leaves your on-premise and keep it in encrypted place in Azure, and also offering a highly secure backup solution in this case. Azure Global Infrastructure ensure that your data is always safe and always available. I would say that in some cases, in most cases, it's cost effective because it's reduced the needs for local storage infrastructure and management by like leveraging Azure scalable pay-as-you-go storage, making it cost-effective solution for example, long-term data retention. And also it's simple and automated. You can easily set up and manage through the Azure portal without automated backup schedule that you can make sure your data is always protected without manual intervention. So just to give you some idea how Azure Backup for hybrid cloud works, for initial step, you set up Azure Backup by creating a recovery service wallet in Azure. And this vault is where all your backed up data will be stored. In on-premise and the other cloud data, you configured Azure Backup to protect data from your on-premise servers like virtual machines and any data you have in cloud environments, and it's a kind of configuration based on some kind of agent. Also, after that, you can set a backup policy to create backup policies that define what data gets backed up or how often. And these policies can be customized to meet your specific data protection needs. About data transfer, data is encrypted and transferred securely, as I mentioned before, inside Azure Recovery Service. Depending on your setting, Azure Backup can keep multiple copies of your data at different points in time. Beside that, you have restoration. So in the event of data loss or corruption, you can easily restore individual files, folder, or entire data sets from Azure Backup to your on-premise environment or the other cloud. And when it comes to the cost estimate, it's important to basically consider these items that I mentioned now. So, for example, the cost of storage consumed in Azure, in the Azure Recovery Service Vault. Azure offers different type of storage. For example, local redundant storage, redundant storage that vary in price. So you need to make sure that you are going to select the correct ones. And it's really related to what kind of backup and restore you are going to follow. So also cost associated with outbound data transfer, which is called data restoration from Azure to your on-premise. So although inbound data transfer, data backup to Azure is typically free, so you just need to consider about outbound data transfer. So we just learned about how to connect to on-premise from on-premise and other cloud to Azure, how we can interact with data side. And now we are going to talk about my favorite service, which is a great service that you can manage your on-premise and other clouds when it comes to the hybrid cloud centralized management. So Azure Arc, hybrid cloud central management. For a simple example, imagine you have a collection of different gadgets, smartphone, tablet, laptop, and a desktop computer. Each device had its own system and settings, but you want a way to manage all of them from a single place, and you want to make sure they are all updated, secure, and performing well, no matter where you are or what device you are using. Azure Arc is like that universal remote controller for managing different computing environment across various locations, including data center, edge devices, and multi-cloud scenarios. Azure Arc extends Azure's management capability to your on-premise, edge, and multi-cloud resources, and treating them as if they were native Azure resources, which is super cool. This means you can manage your servers, Kubernetes clusters, and data services anywhere with the same Azure interface, tools, and practices. And imagine that you can control and manage your resources in different way. For example, inside Azure Portal, PowerShell, Azure CLI, or even with Azure API or Graph API. So Azure Resource Management is included too. So it's really cool. We have different connectivity type in Azure Arc. So Azure Arc support various connectivity options. So basically you can make sure that you can manage, you have a management of resources regardless what where they are. One of them called direct connectivity. So resources connected to Azure Arc can communicate directly with Azure services over the internet for management tasks, updates, and telemetry. One thing that I need to mention here when it comes to the direct connectivity, this connection doesn't need any inbound connection to your on-premise or the other cloud environment. So you do not need to create in a kind of firewall rule or kind of connection for inbound connection. You just need to have outbound connection. And it's great because you can have an agent installed on your servers or services, and it works with port 443 as outbound connection, and it's directly connecting to Azure, and you can manage it easily in a minute, and it's really cool. Beside direct connectivity, we have proxy connectivity for environment with strict internet access policy. Azure Arc can use your existing proxy server to communicate with Azure services, so you can make sure compliance with your network security requirements. When it comes to the security inside Azure Arc, basically Azure Arc is designed with security as a fundamental aspect, offering like role-based access control or RBAC. So you can control who has access to your resources. I'm talking about on-premise or other cloud, not native Azure resources. So you can control who has access to your resources and what actions they can perform. And you can make sure only authorized users can manage your infrastructure. Beside that, since it's Azure, policy enforcement is one of the other options that you have here. So you can apply Azure policies to your on-premise and multi-cloud resources, ensuring that compliance with your organization's standards and regulatory requirements can apply it from Azure. So it's really great. Also, security connectivity, which is related to communication between Azure Arc and your resources, which is encrypted always. And you can make sure that the management and operations and data always remaining secure. The other part that I would like to mention is about innovation through Azure Arc. So what does it mean? Basically, you can deploy Azure services anywhere. Run Azure data services and application services on-premise, at the edge, or in the other clouds. It bringing Azure innovation and flexibility to your infrastructure. Also, you can use Azure DevOps techniques. You can apply DevOps practices like infrastructure as code and GitHub actions to manage your hybrid and multi-cloud resources. And it's really great. So when it comes to performance management with Azure Arc, you can monitor and optimize the performance of all of your resources. So you can have integrated monitoring and insights, and you can use Azure Monitor to collect, analyze, and act on telemetry data from your Azure Arc enabled resources, just like you would with native Azure resources. And also you can have performance optimization, which is apply Azure's best practices and tools to optimize the performance of your on-premises and multi-cloud resources, so you can make sure they run efficiently. When it comes to management and governance, which is important, Azure Arc simplifies the management and governance of your resources by providing unified management, so you can manage your servers, Kubernetes clusters, databases across different environments from a single pane of glass. It's amazing. Also, you can automate patching, which means you can schedule and automate the patching of your servers managed through Azure Arc, so you can make sure they are always up to date with the latest security and performance updates. Server patch through Azure Arc is the other part that you can basically automate patch management. You can define patching schedule that align with your business needs, automating the patch management process for your hybrid and multi-cloud servers. And at the end, you can ensure about compliance. So monitor patching status and compliance across all your servers from Azure, ensuring that your entire infrastructure is secure and up to date. That's really cool. That's why I love Azure Arc, and it's everything that you need. So when it comes to Azure Arc Central Management Tool, basically you have a different way of managing your environment. And I'm going to kind of have a kind of short intro about each part of this management tools. So the first one is Azure Arc Resource Bridge. This service allows you to bring Azure management capabilities to your on-premise resources. It acts like a bridge connection or connecting to your local resources to Azure for management, policy enforcement, and more. But the things that you need to know about Azure Resource Bridge, I just explained Azure Stack CI, right? So you can use Azure Resource Bridge connected to Azure Stack CI to manage all of your Stack CI inside Azure. And beside that, if you have VMware vCenter, if you have Windows System Management in your environment, you can use Azure Arc Resource Bridge to manage, for example, creating, updating, deleting your VMs on some part of your network configuration inside Azure, from Azure. So Azure Resource Bridge basically is a connection between your private data center to Azure and be able to manage all of them inside Azure. The other one is Azure Arc enabled servers. This one enables you to manage your physical and virtual servers like Windows or Linux from the Azure portal, just as if they were running in Azure. You can monitor, secure, and update your servers regardless of their location. So it's a lot of options. There are a lot of options that you are having when it comes to Azure Arc enabled servers. The other one is Azure Arc enabled Kubernetes. With this, you can attach and configure Kubernetes cluster located anywhere and using Azure for management. It supports multiple Kubernetes distributions, bringing Azure security governance and monitoring capability to your container workloads. And it's like if you have worked with AKS or Azure Kubernetes Service, you are able to apply those options from AKS to your Kubernetes, on-premise Kubernetes. And there are a lot of flexibility, innovation behind that. And the other one is Azure Arc SQL Server, or the other one called Data Services. This one extends Azure management and data services to SQL Server instance and databases running outside of Azure. So it's enabling you to manage your databases with Azure tools and apply SQL capabilities to them, such as applying updates and advanced security features. And beside that, you have Azure SQL Assessment, which helps you to keep secure and reliable, or let's say in the best performance on your SQL servers that you have on-premise on the other clouds. So those are the options that you have inside Azure Arc. Now I want to talk about Azure Arc as a landing zone accelerator. So Azure Arc as a landing accelerator is designed to streamline the deployment and management of hybrid and multi-cloud environment using Azure Arc. So it helps organizations quickly establish a standardized, scalable, and secure foundation, like setting up this infrastructure of your theme park. And so you can make sure that different cloud resources work well together, are secure, and can be managed efficiently. So there are some key aspects of Azure Arc as landing zone that I like to mention. So you can have rapid deployment. It's like having prefabricate section of your theme park ready to be deployed. So Azure Arc's landing zone accelerator allows for the quick setup of hybrid and multi-cloud environment, reducing the time and complexity typically involved in such deployments. Also, you have a standardization, so you can make sure that all your cloud resources, whether on Azure, other cloud platforms, or on-premise, follow consistent pattern and practice. This is akin to making sure all parts of the theme park adhere to the same design and operational standards for a cohesive experience. The other part, security and compliance. So Just as safety protocol are critical in theme park, the landing zone accelerator integrates the Azure security and governance capability to protect your resources and ensure compliance across your entire digital estate. Uh, Also, you have a scalability, which enables your infrastructure to grow and evolve just like a theme park adding new attractions and facilities. The accelerator ensures your environment can easily expand to meet changing demands without um, like compromising on performance or security. Uh, the other part is related to simplified management. So it offers tools and services to efficiently manage your resources, similar to central control room that oversees all park operations. This unified management approach reduces complexity and also improves operational efficiency. So it's really good if you follow Azure Arc as a landing zone accelerator, and as you can see in this diagram, it helps you to identify and basically define the different part of your Azure Arc. And as I mentioned before, you can easily have scalability on your connection between Azure and hybrid environment like on-premises and multi-clouds. So we learned about Azure Arc, but now the most important part, how we can test it, how we can basically see how does it work. So when it comes to on-premise or multi-cloud or hybrid environment, normally it's hard to create or simulate an environment. And now I would like to introduce you a very cool option that you have, which is called a Jumpstart. It's a great project. So Azure Arc Jumpstart is a comprehensive project designed to provide developers, IT professionals, cloud architect with streamlined and automated ways to deploy Azure Arc technologies. It's essentially a collection of resources, automation scripts, and guides that act as your expert friend, helping you navigate the complexities of setting up Azure Arc for various scenarios and environments. And it can save a lot of hours for you. So some key features of Azure Arc Jumpstart. One of them, as I've mentioned just a second before I start this one, is automated deployment. So Azure Arc Jumpstart includes automated deployment script that make it much easier to set up Azure Arc in different configuration, reducing the manual effort and time required. Also, wide range of the scenario, as you can see in this slide. So it covers a broad spectrum of deployment scenarios, including Azure Arc enabled server, Kubernetes cluster, data services, and more, providing tailored guidance for each. For example, as you can see in this slide, Jumpstart scenarios, Agora, ArcBox, HCI box, those are the options that you have with Azure Arc Jumpstart. Also, basically, you can learning and have experimentation. So with detailed documentation and step-by-step guides, Jumpstart is an excellent tool for learning about Azure Arc's capability and experimenting with its features in a controlled risk-free manner. Also, it's follow best practices. The project incorporate Microsoft's best practices, Microsoft Azure best practices for the deploying and managing Azure Arc. So you can make sure that you are setting up your environment in optimized and secure way. Also, there is community contributions. So Azure Arc Jumpstart is a community-driven project, meaning it benefits for the collective knowledge and experience of Azure experts worldwide. Users are encouraged to contribute their findings and improvements. So you are welcome to be part of this great community. So we just learned about Azure Arc, and we learned how we can test Azure Arc environment. The last slide is about security. So security and identity. I have three options here, three items here that are really useful when it comes to hybrid cloud security and identity. So the first one, Microsoft Defender for Cloud, which provides advanced threat protection and security management for services across Azure, other clouds, and on-premises. It acts an intelligent security guard, analyzing operations, detecting threats, and offering recommendations to improve your security postures. There are some key features for Microsoft Defender for Cloud. One of them is unified security management. So it offers centralized view to manage security policies and monitor security across your cloud and hybrid environment. And basically, when you use Azure Arc and onboard your on-premise or other cloud resources to Azure, you're able to use Cloud Defender for Cloud for them. Also, you can use a continuous assessment, evaluates your resources to identify potential vulnerabilities and recommends actions to mitigate risks. Beside that, you have advanced threat protection, which utilize global threats intelligence from Microsoft to detect and respond to incoming threats quickly. You have regulatory compliance, which helps ensure your infrastructure complies with industry standards and regulations by providing detailed insight and recommendations. Also, you have some benefits like enhanced security. It's cost effective. It means you can reduce the needs for multi-security solutions by offering an all-in-one security management tool. Also, you can improve your compliance by simplifying the process of meeting regulatory requirements, saving time and efforts. So the other part, or let's say the other item in this slide, is Microsoft Sentinel. So Microsoft Sentinel is a cloud native SIEM, so security, information, and event management. And SOAR, which is Security Orchestration Automated Response System. And it provides real-time security analytics at cloud scale to detect, investigate, and respond to cybersecurity threats, and also across your entire enterprise, including like hybrid or multi-cloud environment. There are some features that you can leverage that from Microsoft Sentinel. There is AI and analytics. So it uses advanced AI to analyze vast amounts of data across the cloud and on-premises environments to detect threats quickly. And also there is threat intelligence, integrates with Microsoft's vast threat intelligence database to identify known and emerging threats. You have automated respond to automate workflows to respond to incident, reducing the time and effort requiring to mitigate threats benefits. And also there is a proactive security posture, moves your security from reactive to proactive, helping to predict and prevent security breaches. Also reduce complexity, simplify security management across different environments with integrated tools and automated process, which is really cool, I believe. And the last one is scalability, and it offers cloud native scalability capable of handling the different amounts of data and adapting to your growing security needs. So Microsoft Defender for Cloud and Microsoft Sentinel both are for security. So when it's come to the identity, we have Entra ID Connect, which is formerly known as Azure AD Connect, is a tool that facilitates the integration of your on-premise directories with Active Directory. And on-premise directory, which is Active Directory, with Azure Active Directory, and enabling you to provide a common identity for your users for like Office 365, Azure, and software as a service applications integrated with Azure AD. And also there are some key features regarding Azure AD. Like directory and password synchronizations, so automatically synchronize users directory and password between on-premises directory and Azure Active Directory or Entra ID, ensuring that consistency across environments. You will have them in your environment. Beside that, you have SSO, single sign-on. Actually enables users to sign in once and gain access to both on-premises and cloud resources without the need of multiple logins. And at the end, you have seamless integration, which means offers tools and features to manage and customize the synchronization process and options, and you can make sure that your hybrid identity system works smoothly. So we together learned about connectivity, networking, and then how to act with data, how to sync data, and we learned about the management like Azure Arc. We learned how to simulate Azure Arc in our environment with Azure Arc Jumpstart. In this slide, we learn about hybrid cloud security and identity. And with this slide, I'm going to talk about hybrid cloud architectural design. So there are 5 items that I mentioned here, and it's based on my experience and Microsoft best practices. So I'm going to simply explain what are these options when you want to think about a design of hybrid cloud environment. So the first one is hybrid network architecture. So use Azure Virtual Network and VPN Gateway for secure connectivity. Establish a secure site-to-site VPN connection between your on-premise network and Azure Virtual Network VNet to ensure the encrypted connection. Basically leverage Azure Express Route for more reliable connectivity. As I mentioned in first slides, So for a more reliable, faster, and private connection, you can use Azure Express Route, and it provides a dedicated network. You can implement network segmentation and macro segmentations, and this helps in isolating workloads and minimizing the attack surface. So Azure Network Security Group, Application Security Group can be used for fine-grained control, and also you need to considering about using private endpoint and control the access across your networking connections. Also, you need to consider about optimized network performance. So use Azure Global Network to optimizing routing and reduce latency. Implement traffic management solutions like Azure Traffic Manager or Azure Front Door for global load balancing. And to just you can leverage these services in your on-premise environment. So as soon as you connect your environment via different hybrid network connection that I've explained to you, like VPN, Express Route, and so on, you can use those services in Azure to basically use them for your on-premise environment. The other part is application or workload considerations. Assess and categorize your applications. It means identify which applications can benefit from cloud scalability and which should remain on-premise due to data latency, connections, security, or other requirements. Also, modernize applications for the cloud. Refactor or re-architect applications to be cloud native where possible, leveraging Azure services like Azure App Services, Azure Kubernetes Service, AKS, or serverless computing for greater scalability and resiliency. So basically, it's really important if you follow Azure migration or Azure adoption to be able to maybe move from on-premise to cloud. But in some cases, maybe you cannot. So you need to identify those applications. Also implement a DevOps approach. Use Azure DevOps or GitHub Actions for Azure to streamline CI/CD pipelines across hybrid environment to improving agility and deployment frequency. Use Azure Arc for unified operations. I really encourage you to use Azure Arc for your environment, which enables you to project your on-premise and multi-cloud resources into Azure Resource Manager, providing a single management plane, right? And the other part in this slide that I mentioned is scalability. Design for auto-scaling. So what does it mean? Basically, utilize Azure services that support auto-scaling capability to adjust resources automatically based on load and ensuring efficient use resources. And also leverage Azure Global Infrastructure, place resources closer to users, and deploying services in Azure regions nearest to them, reducing latency and improving performance. Consider containerizations, so managed by services like Azure Kubernetes AKS, which is offer excellent scalability options for you and your applications, and allowing you to scale out or in as demand changes. And also make sure that you are using Azure Arc features, which basically you can manage or scale up and down your environment, your on-premise environment from Azure. The other items, it's availability and resiliency. Make sure that you implement redundancy. So deploy critical component across multiple Azure regions or availability zones to protect against regional failures, which use Azure Site Recovery for disaster recovery. And I mentioned about that. It help you to ensure business continuity by replicating on-premise workloads to Azure or between Azure regions. Also designed for failure. Adopt a failure is normal mindset. It's really important. Design your architecture to automatically recover from failure without manual intervention. And it's really important. You can use Azure services for your on-premise or multi-cloud to be able to do that. Regularly test your disaster recovery plan, as I mentioned. So ensure your strategies are effective by conducting regular drills and updating your plan based on findings. And the last one is management and governance. So use Azure policy for compliance at a scale. Define and enforce policies to ensure compliance with company standards and regulatory requirements across your hybrid environment. As I mentioned, you can use Azure Arc in this case. So you can apply the different policies even to your on-premise environment. Leverage Azure Monitor and Azure Security Center. These tools provide comprehensive monitoring, management, and security insight across both cloud and on-premise resources. So you have a lot of options to control your resources and set alerts for them for specific actions. Also, make sure that you implement role-based access control, RBAC, to make sure users have only the access they need by implementing RBAC, both for on-premise and Azure and other clouds. So you can reduce the risk of unauthorized access. And the last one, adopt a centralized logging strategy. And what does it mean? Use Azure Monitor logs and application insight to collect, analyze, and act upon telemetry data from across your hybrid environment. All of these items that I mentioned and I explained it to you, basically you are able to achieve that by Azure Arc. So I really encourage you to use Azure Arc for your own hybrid environment, and it helps you to bring power of Azure to your hybrid environment in your on-premise. So thank you so much that you watched this recorded video, and hope you learned a lot about these slides. Please let me know if you have any questions, or if you want to connect me. You can follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter. So wish you a great moment, and hope you enjoy this session.